You're calling from a 347 area code. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Um, hello, 347. Are you there?
Hello?
Hello, 347. Are you there?
Hello?
Yes.
That's yeah. We had your chance.
When we say your area code, that means you're on. You
Yeah,
don't need to
you're
ask.
right. You're calling from a 781 area code. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Actually, I'm from Massachusetts, so I got the kind of local connection here. I'm from the South Shore town called Pembroke.
Oh, nice. What's on your
So,
mind?
yeah. Well, I've been listening to you guys for about 7, 8 months now, and believe it or not, the way I caught on to you guys was I had heard a friend of mine he got into like Sam Harris and all this stuff. So he's like, you gotta listen to this guy. He's really onto something. And I'm listening to it. I'm like, this guy I don't know what's going on. I could tell he was bullshitting. So I was looking for somebody who would criticize him. So I went on YouTube. I typed his name in, and you guys came up with about 5 or 6 different YouTube videos criticizing him. So
Nice.
and making fun of him. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to check this out.
Good. I like it.
Actually, the first real impression that there were 2, the Boris Epstein, and my favorite though, the one that is my favorite, and in a way I'm glad he's not in the White House, but in a way I'm not because you don't hear him on TV as much, is Gorka.
I miss
The
Gorka
Gorka
too.
impression.
We all miss. Actually, last week, Steve Cook and I were lamenting the disappearance. I mean, Gorka's gotten so obscure so quickly that it doesn't even. It's just like you just have to shoehorn that impression. Like there isn't even a context to do it in.
I worked for him, yes. I was a politically commissioned officer.
I worked for him, yes. I was a politically commissioned officer. Yes. I was in the Quiznos parking lot masturbating. Yes, that's true. I don't know why there's anything wrong with that. It's only in the PC culture that says you can't be jerking off in your Thunderbird.
I imagine Gorka's pretty upset about the Syria withdrawal plans.
No, I would imagine he is whatever Trump says. But you know what? What's interesting to me about Gorka is that his ideas on Middle East and security are quite similar to Sam Harris's. And what's funny is like the only difference, but there's actually like 3 differences there. One is like, okay, look, sure, if this, I know because people get still like unbelievably triggered and weird about any Sam Harris criticism, which is probably something good to sort of self-assess in and of itself. If like there should be no right, like if somebody likes right is like, hey, I'm a fan of Michael Brooks, whatever, and somebody's like, no, that guy's he's an asshole, and I don't agree. Like you can debate that person, and that's great, but it shouldn't like shake your emotional and existential foundations the way it seems to affect people with Sam Harris and obviously Jordan Peterson, which is weird and bizarre in and of itself. But so I'll do this though. Okay, like sure, generically, of course, Sam Harris, I'm sure, is a smarter guy than Sebastian Gorka. Okay, if people need that obvious fig leaf there. On the other hand, their actual thinking about this is extremely similar, which is like, it's Islamic terrorism. You need to call it what it is. And Islam is a thing. And history and sociology are irrelevant. And then number 3, actually, I'm sure Gorka has much more like knowledge of South Asia and the Middle East, just in his own like reading of like WorldNet daily blog posts. He probably like if you gave them like a Jeopardy quiz on like names of like heads of state and like lines of succession in Egypt or something, he'd probably score better than Sam Harris. But
I don't doubt it. But
yeah.
Oh, I didn't want to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
part of my backstory, I didn't really.
Oh yeah, go ahead, man. What's your question, buddy?
Basically, it just comes down to I had I guess you could say, through your guys' comedy and just kind of listening and in the whole Trump era, I've actually had sort of like I said, a revelation. I didn't really have any strong political feelings, but I grew up in a family that would be definitely center-right just by, like, tradition.
Right.
I don't know if, like, some people it's just, like, it's in there. And even, like, when I was in, like, high school and stuff and I kind of reflexively back some center-right positions, I didn't feel right doing it. It just – and then the Trump era has just opened my eyes and ears so much to just how cravenly, like, evil people are. And it's like you get to see the underlying philosophy. These people are monsters.
Yeah.
And humor helps expose monsters for who they are. But it's just, I'm just beside myself, living, I'm only in my early 30s, and it's like, what the hell's going to happen in this country in the next, 20 years? I'm scared to death, but hey, if I can laugh along the way,
Well, we should laugh, and we
better for
definitely
it.
have a lot of work to do, man.
What's your name?
Oh, Paul.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate your call, man.
Yep.
Thanks, Paul.
Yep,
That
take
was
care.
great. Good stuff.
Right with you, Paul.
Good man.
Solidarity, Paul.
Gonna laugh all the way down to the bottom of the sea.
Right.